What's going on? It's Corey here from the Breakevens, giving you another AFL Supercoach team preview today. Today, we got the Richmond Tigers. Not super relevant team, if I'm being honest. There are a few people to look at, um, but slim pickings in my opinion. Before we get into the pod, make sure you go check out all of the other videos, the team previews. If you have missed any, there's a lot of information in there, just like there is going to be in this video as well. Don't forget to hit me up on social media, on X at Breakevens Pod, on Facebook, The Breakevens, and here on YouTube, The Breakevens. Like, follow, and subscribe on all of those social media platforms for all AFL Supercoach content. Without further ado, let's get into the Tigers. So they finished 18th in 2024. Yeah, look, wasn't a great season for the Tigers. They're in a little rebuild right now. So, and by little, I mean a big one. So a whole bunch of ins and outs. So let's go through that. So the ins, Jasper El Elgar was picked 58. Harry Armstrong was picked 23. Jonty Fall was picked 14. Taj, is it Houghton? Is pick 12. Sam Laylor went pick 1. Thomas Sims was pick 28. Josh Smiley was pick 7. And Luke Trainer was pick 21. So basically all the ends from the draft, and they had a lot of picks. So you'd hope a whole bunch of youth that could get a chance this season. Let's go to the outs because there are some big outs. So Liam Baker was traded to West Coast. Shai Bolton traded to Freo. Matthew Coulthard was delisted. Same with Noah Cumberland. Jack Graham was a free agent, got picked up by West Coast. Dylan Grimes retired. Dusty Martin retired. Marlon Pickett retired. Big Sammy Naismith retired. And Daniel Rioli was traded to Gold Coast. So, Baker, Bolton, two of their big, mature age stars out of there. Cumberland was around the 22. Jack Graham, one of their barometers when he was fit. Dylan Grimes, their fullback gone. Dusty, he wasn't, the same last season, but the impact he had at the Richmond Football Club and on AFL, absolutely massive. So to have him gone, it's sad to see, and it is going to hurt Richmond. Marlon Pickett out as well, had a few problems, obviously debuted in that grand final, had a big reputation after that, but, wasn't to be. Sam Naismith played a role last season, but went down, and Dan Rioli was their main guy down back, that distribution role, get that ball moving. So, yeah, that whole list of players. Unfortunately, Matthew Coulthard was the only one who I didn't mention, but he was nowhere near the side. So, sorry, Matthew. Let's get into some preseason news. So, Smiley has been a standout, strong in the contest and at stoppages. Basically, he's an absolute bull, and it looks like round one is a big thing for him. Taranto and Hopper are looking fit. How long for? You'd think Taranto holds on to that healthiness a little bit more than Hopper, but that's good for the Richmond midfield. Sam Laylor is on a modified program. Doesn't look like round one is in his sights. He will play once he's all good to go. He might even start forward off a halfback because I don't really see him playing that midfield this season. Jacob Blight and Bauer are looking strong, especially Bauer clunking marks up forward, looking like he could be someone to help out Tom Lynch. And I'll get to Blight in just a second. Um, what's that say? So Bauer up forward, good hands, and he has a high work rate. So he's working up the ground there. The big thing that has come out is Noah Bolter was arrested. He knocked someone out apparently. He's got a court hearing later in the year, but he has been suspended for 4 to 6 games by Richmond. So he's going to miss the whole first quarter of the season. And that's where we look to Blight because he should take Noah Bolter's spot. Um, so he becomes someone we potentially look at. I'm not exactly sure what he's priced at. I can get that up quickly because I have Supercoach here because the BBL's going on. I think the Renegades are getting smashed by the Hurricanes, which is not great because I'm a Renegade supporter. So let's get Blight up here. Let's just get rid of Sheasel there. And I want Blight. He's 246k. So is he a selection? Probably not, but that's not what we're here for, is it? And get out of that. So Blight should look to take Noah Bolter's role for the first 4 to 6 weeks. And it could be even longer because who knows what's going to happen. But not what the Richmond fans wanted in the new year. I'm pretty sure it happened. Was it New Year's Day or the 2nd of January? It came out. So bad start to the year. Let's go through the Super Coach selection. So the Primates got Tim Taranto at 509k as a mid. If he's fit, he's going 110 plus. He had a good season last season. A few injuries that kept him back. But when he was fit and he was firing, I'm pretty sure he's going about 119 at one point. So he got on an absolute steamer, and then some injuries started to hit. So I think if he goes 110 plus, he needs to be fit. And at the moment, he's looking good. So that's all we can say. And at 509k, it's an absolute bargain. It's a pod pick because if he goes 110, he's going to go up to 600 and around 600k. So you got about 90k of profit there. So um, look at him. We know he can't kick, so that hurts his scores. But when it all falls into line, he can go massive. Toby Nankervis is next at 594k as a ruck. Is age a factor this season? He's not getting any younger. Those niggles that have always been there. Usually misses, a couple here and there. What's going to happen with Nank? Do we see like a Samson Ryan or maybe Tom Lynch help out a little bit more with the ruck to give Nank a little bit of a rest? Probably not. Um, if Samson Ryan's in the best 22, then they might want to develop him, but I actually don't see him in best 22. You got Kaczynski there, who's probably keeping him out. And even Kaczynski's not even a lock. You've got Bauer, who's looking great. There's another young guy, Follett or something, Fowlett, who Richmond might look towards. So I think Nank is safe for this year. It's just, does he get rested, or do those injuries come in a little bit more? But at 594k, awkward price, there's a lot of options cheaper who could probably do the same. So let's go to the mid price and value. First is Jaden Short at 442k as a defender. He's averaged 96 plus like 3 or 4 years. And last year, I believe he averaged 82. So there's room for improvement there. Dan Rioli's gone, who was the big factor. Rioli didn't super take kick ins. He took a few, but Richmond went to give him the ball to get a rolling, where previously that was Jaden Short. Rioli's gone. Does Short get that role? We've seen Short go 140 plus in that role. You know, he can rack up 30 plus touches. He runs with the ball, so he can easily get, 500 plus meters gained. He's always around the 50 for a long bomb, at and shot a goal. Does he do it this year? I'm not going to pick him because he's burnt me the last 3 years, or like, yeah, 2 to 3 years. He's absolutely burnt me. I started him like, yeah, he's underpriced. He's gone 160 in the preseason. Jaden Short's my man this year. Nope. Okay. Got to trade him out at like round 6. Next season, he's even cheaper. He's got 160. This is the year. Nope, gone. This year, you watch. I won't pick him, and he'll go 100 plus. You watch. So, if you want Jaden Short, check my team reveals. If he's in the side, don't get him. If he's not in the side, grab him. But this season, with Rioli gone, my confidence is more he's going to do a lot better. He's going to be around that 95 to 100. So he could be a cheaper pod option. Jacob Hopper is next at 435k as a midfielder. Injury prone. What is going on? Injury prone. And look, realistically, he's a 95 to 100 averaging guy. I don't really see him going 105 plus. I don't see him really staying fit. So injury prone. I just think 435, you just pay up like 6k and you get Clayton Oliver. So that's a no on Hopper. Dion Prestia 426k as a mid. If Hopper's injury prone, then Prestia is the king because he can't play 3 quarters without doing a hamstring. We saw him in the AFL grand final sprint, which is like over 80 meters. For some reason, Richmond put him in. Let's just put the bloke in the race that does a hamstring every 2 to 3 weeks. And then what? He gets like 50 meters in, and then you just see him just trail off and slow down. It's like, well, it's gone again. And then like 10 minutes later, Dion Precia's done his hamstring. Well, no shit, he's done his hamstring. I actually don't see Prestia playing a whole bunch of mid time this year anyway. I can see him playing forward or playing off the half back. Now, hear me out. Rioli's gone. So Jaden Short's going to take his role. Who's going to take the Jordan Short role? Like you got Gibcus to come in, who's that intercepting guy. So it's not, you can have Vlostian or what's his name, Blight play that Jack Grimes role. Dylan Grimes role. Jeez, Jack Grimes, that's a throwback. So you have those guys that can do that. You got Caleb Smith, possibly, who could play that Rioli role, but they want to play Prestia, and I think we could see Prestia off the halfback. Just try to get him through a season, nice and easy. You don't have to overdo it. You can still get some mid time, but we really want you back there. Um, you know, old head on him. Try and help structure the defense as much as you can. I could see a world where that happens, but probably the more realistic world is he plays midfield and he does a hamstring. So I'm staying clear of Dion Prestia is basically what I'm saying. Um, Next, and I've got Jacob Bauer here, 216k as a forward. He's been a little bit inconsistent. Can we get him to go 70 to 75? 216k up forward. I'm probably not picking him there. He's someone who looks like he could take a forward role there. and help out Tom Lynch. Because if you think last season, Noah Bolter played up forward. Is that because Lynch was out? Most likely. And Kosicki and Samson Ryan tried to play football. Jacob Bauer could come in, play a role. Are we going to pick a key forward at 216K? Probably not, just because is it key forward. He'll be inconsistent. And really, for what, 33K cheaper, you've got Tom Lynch, who we know can pop off for a 140. So that's a no on Bauer. Let's go to the rookies. Josh Gibcus, 153K defender, coming back from ACL. It looks like he's going to miss round one. And purely off that, it's a wait. They might try and get his confidence back in the VFL. Or they'll just be struggling so bad that they just bring him in once he's fit. Should probably see him round two, if not, probably round three would be my guess. But yeah, looks like missing round one. So probably not a selection at the start. But if one of the defensive rookies, goes down or is performing poorly, and he comes in, we know he's good. 70, 75 plus, you could probably lock it in. So probably more 70. So just keep an eye on that. Caleb Smith, 121K as a defender. Hearing great things. Pre-Christmas, he was looking at being that Rioli replacement. I do think it is going to short. So does that mean, is Caleb Smith best 22? Probably not. Unfortunately, and if he is, he's probably a sub. Try and use his foot skills. He's been in the system for a few years. So he will get games at some stage. But I don't think he's a selection at the moment. Sam Layla, 203K mid. He's injured. Just avoid him. He's not going to play round one. Well, that's what I think anyway. He's probably not going to play mid-time. Too many people trying to get mid-time there. So you might see him off the half back. He could be one that I was talking about with Pressia. Maybe just goes a bit behind the ball when he does play, or they stick him up forward. So a big avoid there. Josh Smiley, 176K mid. If he's named, he's a lock. Big bodied guy. He's ready for AFL football. He's impressed. He absolute bull. So he does the hard yards. He breaks tackles. He does tackles. He's calm with the ball. He's got that IQ. If he's named, he is a lock for sides, I think. But how many of those high-priced rookies can you fit in? Because there's a lot. You got Jagger Smith, you got Sid Draper, you got Smiley, you got Ashcroft. You got people looking at a Harvey Langford, a Leo Lombard, a Sheldrick, even a Xavier Lindsay. And that's all that I can, think of just off the top of my head. So how many can we fit in? But this guy's going to play. He's going to get some mid time. He won't be pure mid, but he's going to get some time in there. Tom Lynch, 183K as a forward. He's underpriced. If he's fit and he's looking good, all you need is one spike game. Looking at their fixture, couple tough games there, but there is one game that he could definitely target, and I'll get into that in a second. So all we need is one game where he kicks 4 or 5, he scores 120, and then he's going to make you 100K in a couple weeks. We just need him to be consistent. It's going to be tough. The ball's not going to be down there a lot, and when it does, he's not going to get the greatest service with Tim Taranto kicking to you and Thompson Dow, who just handballs. So it is going to be tough there. You just hope that it's Jaden Shaw that's kicking the ball in, but he is tremendous value, high ceiling, a low floor, being a key forward. Just keep an eye on him. If he's fit, then he could be a great selection. Definitely. Jonty Fall, 145K as a forward. Heard great things, potentially looking at playing that forward role. Is he best 22? Probably not. Is he a sub risk? I wouldn't even say he's a sub risk. I just don't see him playing unless there's a whole bunch of injuries. So probably a miss there. And Jasper Alga, 113k forward. This is someone who I haven't touched on in the preseason news, but is looking good and could be the one to partner Tom Lynch. Now, obviously, I've said it could be Bauer, which it definitely could be. Could be Algier, Algier. Is he best 22? At the moment, I'd probably say yes. He's not going to be a sub risk because he's a tallish forward. So he's more that subbed off guy if he's not doing anything. He went pick 58. I'd keep an eye on him, but being that taller forward, even at 113k, probably not worth it just because they're going to be inconsistent. So that's all the Supercoach selection. So let's go through the buys and the fixtures. So Richmond have the round 14 buy, which they share with Collingwood, Gold Coast, and the Swans. So you look there, you got Dacos, potentially Perryman, Houston, Darcy Cameron. The Suns, you're going to have one of the midfielders potentially, or a Rioli. The Swans are Mills, a Goulden. Trying to think, who else do they have? A Warner or a Grundy, maybe, probably not. And then the Richmond guys. So, look, there's a few guys there. You're not going to have them all. It's not like a team like North Melbourne or the Bulldogs where they have a whole bunch of guys all over the field that are going to go big, So all these guys, it's usually one or two from each team. So it's not too bad of a buy there. But realistically, you're going to have any of these guys, maybe Jaden Short or Taranto if he's popping off. But apart from that, they'll probably all be gone. So let's go through the fixtures. So no round zero this year. So in round one, they have the Blues at home. It's always a big one. That round two away against Port Adelaide. Round three, they have the Suns away. Round four, the Lions at home. Also, that Saints away game is at Marvel, I believe. They have Freo away, but it's Gather Round, and the Suns in round six at home, which is Marvel. If it was Dimmer, he'd be cracking it, but it's not. So move on. So that should be interesting there. You'd probably think they start 0-6, unless they come out and they shock the Blues. But yeah, probably 0-6, if I'm being honest. They play the Bombers, Cats, Suns, Roos, Saints, and Eagles twice. So Cats and Suns are going to be tough. Bombers, it's a 50-50 because it's Essendon. Roos, Saints, Eagles. I mean, look, they're all 50-50s, even against the Roos and the Eagles. So yeah, look, they're probably finishing 18th again, aren't they? Supercoach relevance, there's a few there, but yeah, I'm sorry, Richmond fans. It's not looking great. So that is going to do it for today, though. So don't forget, if you have missed a few of the or any of the previous team previews, make sure you go check those out. Again, lots of information in there, just like this video. You can find me on X at Breakevens Pod, on Facebook, The Breakevens, and here on YouTube, The Breakevens. Like, follow, and subscribe as always to the channel. Thank you all again for watching. Another video coming tomorrow. And until then, it's bye for now.